Hello. Today we're gonna make some handcrafted code in my bazel monorepo. We're gonna implement some gRPC methods. We're gonna build some generated code and see how it links to the IDE. And that's the freaking plan. So that's that. Um, what we have here is an agent front end. That's gonna be our server. What it currently does is it receives input events over a stream, and it reports input events like that I'm doing on my computer. So like we can both drive keystrokes, mouse movements, and we can receive keystrokes and mouse movements from a user. But we also want the ability to see stuff. So we're going to have this other caller, the controller, call into the agent front end and say, give me a screenshot, and we're going to run some ML on that, and then we're going to perform different actions through the session stream. We've already implemented the session stream, so keep up. And now we're going to just implement a unary method, and it's going to be pretty cool, I guess. And so let's just start by going for message request first, message response. Otherwise, I forget what's going on. So in the request, which monitor? I've already implemented the screen capture stuff, so I know that it's an int 0, 1, 2. Image format, that's going to be a enum. It's going to be JPEG. It's going to be PNG. It's going to be, that's it. Yeah, great. And then in display, will there be other formats that are not supported by the request? If so, maybe we move it in here, but no, for now, I don't see that really happening. This service does that, and then let's continue. So we need a response like image data, and we need maybe we want to say what format it was. Maybe we can infer it from the bytes. Maybe we want width and height. We're done. Okay, we're done. These have been defined. We haven't yet defined the RPC part, but I'm just going to jump over to the server real quick and show you that when I build, well, actually that's not the best way to show it. How about I just go ahead and implement the RPC interface first. Capture screen is going to be the RPC. It's going to take a display, that should really be, whatever, I'll come back and change the names later. Display request and display response. And that's that. It's defined, we're done. We're out of here. We're never coming back. And now we're in the server. The server already implements the agent front-end base. That's the generated class that is generated from this protodef just by importing it from monorepo, proto, dot, whatever it is. There's other stuff in there too, like monorepo, proto, dot, other stubs, cat service. You need the cat service. And anyway, you're here. What are we up to? We need to implement the unary. We've already implemented the session. It's a bidirectional stream, I think I mentioned. But we need to do something that implements like that capture display, what do we call it? Capture screen method. We already have a capture delegate. It's an interface. It's already been implemented too, and it's being passed in and saved here. And it's just going to get a monitor, turn image has already been done. We just need to implement the interface between caller, the client interface here, server client interface, whatever. You get the idea. But how do we do it? There's not a capture in here yet. There's not that in this type yet. So I'm going to build my deps. I go Command-Shift-B. I build everything. It gets pulled into a virtual env and actually accumulated with all the other builds I've done so that my IDE just kind of gets better and better over time. It gets more and more deps. If I had started with a blank slate, all of my deps here would be red, but because I've been building a little bit at a time, other things, I already have some. Now that I've built, I go to agent front end. I have the method that was not here before, as defined in whatever over here. Yeah, and at this point, I can go in here. I can be importing stuff. Whoops, wrong one. Sorry, too far. Went over to the client. Not there yet. Display request. Display response. Yes, they're here. They're linked. They have types. Here they are. The request, the response. Also, we showed that the implementation is kind of ready, right? It's just like not implemented yet, and we need to implement it. So I copied it over, and now I'm jumping in to make it. I don't remember it, so I just copy paste it. I delete everything. I think I already imported all these. They're already linked. We're good. We got to implement this. Making sense? I could hop over here, comment this out, comment these out, and just be like, build again. And these are slowly not working. I can see my cursor didn't work. I might need to restart the. Usually it's pretty good, but restart language server. Usually the Python language server picks these up, but it didn't. Yeah, it doesn't exist. That's because I commented it out. Okay, I'll comment it back in. I'll go in here. We're gonna build. And maybe I need to restart the language server again. I don't know. Usually it's cool with what it's fine. Probably will catch up eventually. So anyway, I'm just kind of showing how the linking works and that it's setting up. Again, if I were to nuke all my bazel targets, everything would be red, and I'd start building from scratch. As I switch to different projects, there might be more red. I build, I accumulate, and I just kind of get more and more resolutions. And that feels good. That feels good to be programming and having all your stuff automatically resolved. Um, anyway, so we had implemented this. Let's finish implementing it. We'll finish all the way. We'll go monitor equals message.monitor. It's correct types. I mean, it should be, right? Why wouldn't it be? Why would you not have a type associated with your strong type thing? Why would you not want it in your IDE when you're coding? Are you coding? Maybe you don't code. Maybe this is just not important, you know? You have the agent do it. So if format is image format JPEG, else it's a PNG. I didn't import it. I could auto import it too. We're good. So we got a format string. Why do we want that? Because I already know where I'm going with it. Is the pill image from, I think I mentioned we have a thing already implemented called the capture delegate. It's got a capture method on it that takes a monitor, and image is a pill image. Why wouldn't you have your first party deps linked? It should always be linked. Why would your deps not work? Why would your Python front end not work in VS Code? I don't even know what I'm saying. Types. So now we need to get the bytes. So we go IO bytes IO, and we go image save the bytes the IO. Format is format string, and I did JPEG and PNG, and I did it right. And so then we're going to return something because we haven't yet finished this, and it's red. So we go display response. You go format, and the format is whatever the format was. And the image data, I don't think we need that. Bytes.io, get value, read from the buffer, trailing comma please, and we're good. We're done. We're never coming back. It's done. It's done forever. Yeah. Okay, over to the client. The client is already observing and registering with the session, just so it can basically have a never-ending yield here. Never ending, never returning, always yielding. Just basically does a registration request and then receives key input, key down, key up, key held events if it wants. But before that, we're going to just implement a thing called like save image. We'll save image to desktop, make sure it's working. Or you could stop watching. Def save image. I'm just doing it here so I can delete it. I want the stub. The stub was auto-generated. It's just my client interface. We're on the client again, so we're going to be setting it up to look at 50051. This is the kind of a loopback because we're within WSL. We're actually talking to Windows, so this is how we know we communicate with the Windows side of things. Doesn't really matter. We're going to save image. It's just going to save it to somewhere where I can look at it. We're going to see what it looks like to call the method that is implemented. Capture screen message. It's going to be a display request. I haven't imported it yet. I'll take the request, the response, the image format, and we're good. And then in here, we're going to go format. We're going to go image format. It's always a JPEG. Monitor 2. What's up? Result of async is not used. Yeah, that's true. I don't use it yet. So then we're going to say response, and now we're going to need to do async, and now we're going to need to do awaits, and you know. Yeah, let's get the bytes, I guess. Oh, that's not a good one. Image data is response dot. Not that kind of bytes. Image data. Yeah, and it knows. Oh my God, you know the type. And if I tried to access it wrong, oops. Or if I tried to access that wrong, whoops. Or that. It's nice to have that. And so we got the data, we got the image bytes. So now we got to go IO, bytes IO, bytes IO. We're gonna take the what am I trying to do here? I need the bytes IO to just take image data, and then I need to pass it into. I don't actually need bytes IO. I just need an image. I need a pill image. I think it's open. Oopsie. And that seems good. Open takes oh, okay. I'm actually not confident now because those types are kind of weird. Pretty sure. Anyway, image dots. We'll save it. Yeah, we'll save it. Image.save to out path. We're gonna out path is path. We'll do it in here in project monorepo. Temp. Out JPEG. Expand user. Out path parent mcdir. Parents true exist. Okay, it's great. On the parent, save to the out path. I think that's it. And we call it down here. So that's it. And I'll start up the, I think we're done, I think. So we're going to go for a test. This will run the agent on my Windows. Still building bazel targets, shipping it over to my Windows, my desktop. Actually don't really need to do that, but I'm just running it through command so that I can, have interface to keyboard and displays. My WSL is headless and doesn't have that. That's why we're doing all this. iBazel run. That's our target to the controller that we just implemented, or this little client thing. We'll run this, and it should log out. Whoops, let's out path. Oops, all my keys are being recorded. That's because we are monitoring those. Okay, and whoops, it's hard to click because of the keys. So yeah, that's the screen being recorded. Maybe I'll shrink it around and save again. see if it changed. Yeah. So, and then I'll save it again. Cool. Save. Oh, you gotta actually save a file. You can't just hit Control S. And it's updated. Yep. And so that's that. That's all. Temp. What is the whole thing? Great. Gonna go hack that game now. Okay, that's that. I'll see you around. If I can stop the